Ireland. With fascinating archive footage and the music of the time, Pop Goes Northern Ireland.
I can't eliminate the distrust myself. I can try and build the conditions, but ultimately it is the people themselves who have to decide whether they trust or not.
Y'all ready for this?
We were sitting in the cabinet room when the windows came in. I think that's the sum of our experience.
It won't affect government business.
No, of course not. No, we continued the meeting.
I see that we're going to interrupt the business of the Parliament of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland to talk about broken glass. How much broken glass does there have to be in Belfast before we have an hour of a statement and answers?
Can you
that they knew we hadn't done it. They told us they didn't care who done it. They told us that we were selected and that they were going to frame us just to keep people in there happy.
I was lost, now found. I believe in you. I got no bounds. I was lost, now found. I believe in you. Hello. I got no bounds. I'm moving all up now. Getting out of the darkness. My light shines on. 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 My light shines on.
The three sets of discussions will be underway within weeks of each other. However, in the final analysis, the outcome will need to be acceptable to the people.
The amount of activity by the RUC UDR in this particular area over this past fortnight, and tonight there was nothing. And that seems to be a pattern throughout when this type of attack takes place.
So what
that you have a heavy presence and then it stops.
So what are you alleging?
I'm alleging collusion.
Lose blindness. I don't wanna see. Won't you wrap the night around me? On my heart. Love is blindness. In a park car, in a crowded street, you see your love made complete. Thread is ripping, the knot is slipping. Love is blindness. Love is clockworks and cold steel. Fingers too numb to feel. Squeeze the handle, blow out the candle. Love is blindness.
Danny Morrison was told he'd be sentenced on the basis that he'd gone to the House on behalf of the IRA to arrange a press conference. Danny Morrison showed no expression as he was jailed for 8 years. Gunmen smashed their way into Eddie Fullerton's house at Buncrana in the Irish Republic. Leading Sinn Féin officials had been with the victim last night. Eddie Fullerton had been preparing for a local election next month.
This is exactly what I've been asking for. I've been asking that the security forces are permitted to do their job.
Is it getting better? Or do you feel the same? Will it make it easier on you now? You got someone to blame. You said one love, one life.
The terrorists said they'd left devices near Brian Lawrence's home, on the planned route to the cemetery and at the graveyard.
Together now, in no man's land.
I know for a fact there was never no explosives in our house. We're not a political family.
I do not hate them. My wife says she prays for them. I don't pray for them. Oh, if I never see them again this world or next world, I couldn't care less.
A man decides after 70 years that what he goes there for is to unlock the door. Well, those around him criticize and sleep. And through a fractal on a breaking wall, I see you, my friend, and touch your face again. Miracles will happen as we dream. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy.
History will judge when it sees the fruit of your meeting today, whether it was more valuable than the political talks process that it brought to an end.
Look around, wonder why we can live a life that's never
Big Macs, we want 2 large fries, and we wanted a strawberry milkshake, a vanilla milkshake and a strawberry milkshake. If Mr. Adams was to do anything, to add anything to, as I said, an otherwise disastrous career, he might call off his Rottweilers.
If you say that you are mine, I'll be here till the end of time. So you got to let me know, should I stay or should I go?
I regret more than I can say that these charges have been made because they are totally untrue. I can only assume that the men were under such stress after their experience of the last 10 or 11 days that they scarcely knew what they were saying.
To the sun, the light may shine for all. Well, team took off on a nation's duty call. Back in December in a wooden body box. Took his family with him, the memories can't be stopped. These are hard times. These are hard times. To the God as wordless beyond all talk.
His son Ian announced that the firm had ceased business with the security forces to protect the lives of staff.
These are hard times. These are hard times.
Mr. Merkin's widow and 3 children were among several hundred mourners who attended his funeral today at St. Oliver Plunkett Church in Lenadoon. The Bishop of Down and Connor, Dr. Patrick Walsh, referred to John Haldane, a Protestant businessman murdered by the IRA in Belfast 11 days ago.
Those who murdered Larry had the gall to say that they did so in revenge for John Haldane's death. Who gave them the right to act thus? Certainly not the Haldane family.
He's worked all the time in the army to save life, and some idiot, because it kills him, and he's fighting for a cause. He's not fighting for a cause. He's just a plain bloody murderer.
It is another low for the provisional IRA, and unless they add nursery schools and old people's homes to their list, there isn't much further that they really can go. Everyone in Northern Ireland, Protestant, Roman Catholic, is at the end of the day a legitimate target in the books of some provisional IRA or loyalist paramilitary organisation.
I just had lifted the baby and brought it up with me, and it was then I realised when I come into the house and seen my T-shirt that the baby had been probably hit as well. I was brought back out to join my children who were at this stage had been gagged with thick brown sticky tape across their mouths, and their hands and feet were tied, and they were lying in the bathroom.
This is the latest Christmas message from the IRA. We want to make the children suffer. We want to make the sick suffer. We want to make the church suffer. We want to put people out of jobs. Happy Christmas from the IRA.
There's plenty of wings, and there's the opportunity of creating a situation where you can have one wing for loyalists, one wing for Republicans, and one wing for those people who wish to mix together. I'm not forcing my will on anyone. I simply want people who are arrested to have the opportunity to decide for themselves whether they want segregation or integration.
On a simple line, day by day, the earth spins on its axis. One man struggles while another relaxes. There's a hole in my soul, like a cavity. Seems like the world is held together just by gravity. The wheel keeps turning.
The IRA ceasefire apparently in place, soldiers of the Prince of Wales' own regiment still approach the estates of Turf Lodge with caution. When asked about the truce, one replied, "How can you trust them?"
Look up at the blue skies beneath a new tree. Sometime again, you turn green and the sea turns red. My son, I said, the power of action's over my head. The big wheel keeps on turning on a simple line, day by day. The earth spins on its axis.